I'm really happy that I started reviewing Blockade Battlefront Kekkai Sensen from Jump Street. Because the series is cool, man. I can't deny it. I mean, it's not perfect by any standard, but it's still cool. First of all, the OST is beastly. The opening is beastly. The ending is really beastly. The actual OST in episode is beastly. For example, that one tune they had going on, where it was Chain, and she's following the ignition spark that Zap made with his own blood to follow where it leads. Because the vehicle stopped, because Leonardo actually stopped it with his all-seeing eye of the gods. And that was a very awesome OST. Because it has that jazzy beat, and I guess I have I suppose I have a little bit of a bias for that jazzy tune. So the OST in my mind is wonderful. Oh, I'm definitely going to download when it comes out, every song involving this series, I'm downloading on the spot. No doubt about it. Now, the animation, some scenes are obviously bumped up when it comes to their sharpness, when it comes to just their overall quality. The scenes involving, for the most part, the all-seeing eye of the gods, those scenes are very sharp, very vibrant, very colorful. There was also one scene in particular that was also very vibrant, very colorful. When Klaus comes in there with his blood brain grid, like some giant. I can't even say the damn word. It's. I'm like, are you even speaking in human tongue? Like, what the fuck is that? All I know was like it's some giant halberd, sword, spear, blood weapon. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. And the dudes who were facing that head on, they were like, oh. Like, we can't do anything. All we can do is just stand there and start sweating. So, like, these dudes need they need some napkins. But the point here is that some of the scenes get animated to a very good degree, while the rest are meh, but they're very dynamic. The entirety of the animation is dynamic because it matches the flow with the actual episode. Because the episode pacing is fast. So let's go to that. Pacing, as usual. Fast. They quick, like they don't miss a beat. You don't focus for like 3 or 4 seconds, you miss something important. And you're like, fuck. So you gotta always, stay focused. Gotta make sure that your eyes and ears are on point. And mainly your eyes, because you're not understanding Japanese. Unless you speak Japanese, you gotta actually read the damn subtitles. But the fact of the matter here is that it's very fast. And because of that, you have a lot of story progression. Now, I wouldn't say that I would knock it, because you can clearly see from episode 1 that the standard is its fast pace. So, if this was something that was unusual, the fast pace, then I would knock it. But this time around, because they're setting that standard, I can't knock it. Or at least I'm less likely to knock it. So, that being said, pacing fast. Now, characters, pretty much we get to find out a few characters' names. There's one guy, he's the butler. He's like the driver. They have like some white Batmobile. I'm like, and they're going through like freaking giant walls and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And this guy's called Gilbert. And I don't know, I forgot what his power was, because they have like these, like the whole kill like kanjis going on for like the character's signature attack and like their status. I forgot what his power was, like something called like CB. I don't know. Maybe that was his job description. I don't know. There was a lot of kanjis going on there. And then you have Steven, and he's doing some, I forgot what it's called. Someone do ice, obviously. But the exact name escapes me of what he's actually doing with the ice. And he's actually fairly powerful. He really is. Like the one monster that was guarding the van, he takes it out with like one kick. I'm like, damn. And the kick itself had like consecutive ice attacks. I'm like, So Steven ain't no joke. And then we already knew who Chain was. But she's a werewolf, apparently. She is the invisible werewolf. Part of the Werewolf Bureau or Society. I'm like, whatever's going on. I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. And she's part of their team, obviously. And she's actually very fast. She's very fast. She's able to keep up with the ignition spark that Zap made. She tracked that thing. I'm like, damn, she was right there. So I was, fairly impressive. And for the most part, that's it when it came to Libra, because we know that there's other characters that are part of Libra, and let's go Libra, And for the most part, they haven't been introduced yet. So we know that there's other characters. Like there's some dude with like a trident. There's some chick with blonde hair. So like there's other characters that we haven't seen yet, pretty much, in the story. Now, what also is very important for character is Leonardo's characterization. And by the way, I've noticed that they kind of changed a few things here and there. Like when it came to like the names. Like in the last episode, it was Leonard. Now it's Leonardo. And then the actual city name, previously it was Jerusalem's Lot. Now it's Helsalem's Lot. So I'm not too sure what's going on there exactly. Because in the last episode they called it Jerusalem's Lot. And the Japanese people actually said Jerusalem's Lot. But in the next episode, I guess they changed it to... I mean, maybe it was something to do with like politics. I don't know. Because if you say Jerusalem's Lot... And then maybe some folks from Israel like, oh, it's not cool, man. Like, I don't know. I have no damn idea. All I know is that it was called Jerusalem's Lot because you had the JLPD, but now I guess it's called the Hellslum's Lot, the HLPD. I don't know. With that being said, though, going to character, you have Leonardo actually for like the first time stick up. Well, I can't say for the first time, but this is the first time by himself when no one's around to actually help him. He has to do it on his own. And he's actually able to utilize the all-seeing eye of the gods in a way where he can actually obscure and blind the vision of the monsters that were capturing him. And, you know, that were driving, like the car monster, the guard monster, all the fucking monsters. And he's able to actually blind their vision, and then they get reared off course, and then they crash. And then when the car stops, this gives Zap the chance to actually ignite it. So you have Leonardo actually pull something that was very impressive and did on his own. Now, granted, I don't know why Klaus didn't fucking realize this shit, but when Klaus came in with that giant, like, massive blood halberd weapon, the monsters that he was targeting were on top of the fucking car. So in essence, he crushed the damn car in that attack. I'm like, bro, why the fuck did you crush the damn car? And you can see the end result, Leonardo in the hospital, completely covered in wounds and bandages. So it was ridiculous. It was hilarious, but it was ridiculous. And overall story, I mean, we gotta find out a few things. I guess from a character standpoint, we can also go to Zap too. Because Zap, in a weird way, he was watching over Leonardo. And let me get to that, because that goes for both story and for character. Leonardo, because he is for the most part, he's a normal human, he can't defend himself well against people. Against, you know, these monsters and other creatures. Denizens of the darkness. And pretty much you have Zap. He's watching over him in the way of, you're working for this pizza place. You're gonna either deliver pizza to me on a regular basis, or I will just jump you in the middle of the fucking street and take the pizza. And I'm like, what are you doing? The funniest part, out of all the scenes involving Zap and the pizza, was when it was like the dead at night, and Leonardo is just driving through the fucking street, and Zap comes in like he's fucking like the dude was the Batman. And he came down on top of Leonardo with a fucking pipe. I was like, dude, what are you doing? It's fucking pizza, man. Like, why are you going so hard for the pizza? Oh. That scene was fucking gold, man. That was just gold. It was poorly animated, but it was just fucking hilarious. I was like, dude, like, because I thought he was just fucking with him. And honestly, he is. He's fucking with him. But at the same time, he's keeping watch over Leonardo. That's what he was doing, just keeping watch, making sure that everything was okay with Leonardo. So, it is what it is, alright, man? It is what it is. I guess in order to guard Leonardo, his payment is pizza. Now, they were able to actually, you know, stop the truck, and they prevented this whole thing, because apparently there's certain rules in place now that the monsters have now lived with humans, and cannibalism is one of the rules. You can't eat human beings, period. And they're trying to bypass this rule, these folks, by apparently, like, they capture people They put him in these vacuum bags, and then they send him off to like the alternate world or the netherworld, wherever it is. So you can actually go back and forth between the netherworld / alternate world and like the current real world, which is kind of crazy, through like some tunnel. And pretty much these guys were trading humans, live humans, to be eaten by monsters in the alternate world. So corruption's deep, and you can see why Libra is there. Like it's not just the main dudes; it's like a whole like group of guys and gals, just and monsters, just actually hidden, immersed within society in Helsalim's lot. So that was pretty cool to find out. It's a genuine organization, and they're not trying to vie for power for the most part, as far as you know. They're just trying to maintain peace and balance, make sure everything is orderly and nice. And the episode ends off with Leonardo apparently healing from his wounds in like 2 or 3 days, which is very surprising because again, he's not normal. Maybe it has something to do with the eye, I'm not too sure. And then he winds up he finds this hidden cemetery, like near the hospital. And then he meets, apparently, a ghost, or a poltergeist. Her name is White. And she knows who he is. And she's like, let's be friends. And he's like sweating like shit. Like, what the fuck did they just get into right now? So, how that works out, I'm not too sure. But this girl, she has those sharp emerald eyes. And I recall in the first episode, the first few minutes starts off with him like walking up the staircase to like save her or assist her. Like there was something going on there. So White obviously has a huge significance to their story. How huge, I'm not too sure, but she may be like the final, if you would, damsel in distress. So that being said, the episode overall, I enjoy the fuck out of it. This series to me, I think is cool as shit. I like it a lot. If they come out with the Blu-ray at some point in the future, I'll actually buy the Blu-ray. I mean, depending on, because it's only episode 2, but hopefully they keep the same tempo, they keep the same atmosphere, they keep the comic relief going, because Zap is hilarious, right? He's hysterical, okay? He really is. And how things go, because I actually want to be 24 episodes. If it's 24 episodes, then I actually consider buying the DVD, the Blu-ray more. If it's 12, I can just download that shit, to be real. But either way, that's it. I'm done. So King Lightning, the episode overall, I think it was good plus to great, and I'll leave it at that. So rate the video, comment, subscribe as always. Peace, and have a nice one. And by the way, also, name change. The mock monkey is now called Sonic. Again, I don't know what's going on there, but it is what it is. Have a nice one.